Hi, my name is Valerie Tom from You Define Destiny. I'm coming to you today to talk about my weight loss. So, a good friend of mine had asked me, or actually, a lot of people have asked me, how I lost weight. So, I'm not a nutritionalist, I'm not an expert at weight loss or exercise or anything like that. I do teach a water aerobics class, so I am certified for that. But this is just my opinion, my thoughts. Um, so take it for what it's worth. What worked for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. There's no magic pill. There's no one thing that works for everybody. It's figuring out for yourself. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am 42 years old. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and I'm amazing. Yes, I am. Now, in full disclosure, when I'm talking about my weight loss, I adopted our daughter. I did not give birth to her. So, um, because of the time frame, I started losing weight around, I think it was May of 2015, and we brought our daughter home in December of 2015. So a lot of people, as I started to lose weight, thought that I gave birth to her. Obviously, we've got this amazing little girl, but I did not. So 42 at May-ish of 2015, I weighed 225 pounds. Last time I weighed myself, I weigh 149 pounds, so I've lost 75 pounds. I've struggled with weight my entire life. I was always a little bit chubby. The summer in between my senior year in high school and my freshman year in college, I lifeguarded. So that was the skinniest I've been at 125 pounds. So I think my ideal weight might be somewhere around there, but I don't know. I have to be honest. So at 18 and 125 pounds, I look and feel better now at 42 and 149 pounds because my body is a completely different shape from what I've done. But after that summer of being my lowest weight, I went to college. I think I gained the freshman 20 instead of 15. I played volleyball, and then after that, ate crap, and it just kind of went downhill from there. So I continued to pack on the weight over the years, and I yo-yo dieted, I exercised, I battled with I'm not good enough, all my genes. My mom's family is short, chubby little Italians, so it was in my genes. I just couldn't do anything about it. I love food too much. I'm not going to deprive myself. Every excuse, reason why I can't do it. Guess what? I knocked all of those out of the box because I've been able to have a muscle in my bicep. No, it's not popping yet, but I have a muscle in there. I never used to have a muscle. I have muscles back here. My waist is more shapely than it's ever been. So don't tell yourself that you're too old. Don't tell yourself that your genes can't do it. Don't tell yourself that you're not good enough. You can get past all of those things if you really want it bad enough. I know everybody says, oh yeah, you can do it. Guess what? If you don't believe that you can do it, then just quit now because it's never going to happen. You have to believe in yourself and believe that you can do it. I don't believe in faking it till you make it. I believe that you have to give it everything you got. You got to know that you can do it. So believe that you can do it until you achieve it. That's kind of my thought process. So let me tell you some tips, some things, again, that worked for me. That doesn't mean that they're going to work for you, but it wasn't just a diet for me. It wasn't just exercise for me. It was, for me, the most important thing. Sorry, I'm just looking at some notes that I jotted down. I don't typically have notes, but I figured this would be helpful. It comes down to mindset, exercise, and changing your lifestyle. So those would be the 3 areas that I think you really need to focus on. As far as mindset, again, you have to believe that you can do it. You have to believe in yourself. You have to know that you're amazing. I tell myself I'm amazing every single day, and I do something and take action to prove that to myself, nobody else. So think about that. Believe in yourself. Know that you're amazing, and that you can accomplish anything. So if you don't know that, guess what? That's where you need to start, because that's where it all stems from. Believe me. You have to know that you deserve to feel good about yourself. I used to think that I deserved the food. I deserved the reward of that food and how good it made me feel. But what I realized is that I'm sacrificing my long-term happiness for my short-term gratification. So stop thinking short-term and think long-term. Do I really need that piece of cake? And I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of times that I still eat that damn piece of cake because I want it. I'm not saying you have to totally deprive yourself. I'm just saying start to train yourself to think, do I really want this? Do I really need this? I deserve to feel happy and healthy, and I deserve to feel good about myself. So the 5 minutes of feeling great when I shove that cake down my face, and it does feel good, I feel like crap afterwards. My body doesn't feel good. I feel tired, a million other things. So try and reassociate things with how you feel after. And if you do have the cake, don't beat yourself up. Enjoy it and then move on. Another thing that I had for mindset was that I had to keep eating crap. So we'll talk about that later when we get back to lifestyle. Stop playing the victim. Didn't realize it, but I have this down to a science. Again, I can't. My genes, my family, my this, my that. Stop giving yourself the reasons why you can't and figure out how the hell you're going to do it. So don't underestimate the power of mindset and believing in yourself and knowing that you're good enough in your weight loss. It makes a huge difference. Exercise. You gotta exercise. Find an activity that you love. So what started my whole weight loss journey is water aerobics. I did water aerobics for about 2 years and didn't lose anything. Not the instructor's fault, not anybody else's fault. It was my fault because I wasn't focusing on me and focusing on my workout, and I didn't believe I could do it. So in May of 2015, I started teaching a water aerobics class at 225 pounds. I got my chubby butt up there and taught a water aerobics class. Now, I was in and out of the water, so I felt a little more comfortable because I was in the water actually doing it. But what changed for me when I started teaching the water aerobics class is me. I changed. I got more confident and I started focusing on my workout. Now, if you go like this, you move your arms back and forth. Okay, that's technically a bicep curl, I guess. But you're really not focusing on that bicep. You're not focusing on that muscle. You're not focusing on your breathing. So instead of, flapping your arms around, make a fist. Focus on pulling in that muscle and pull it in and out. As you're coming in, deep breath in. I'm telling you, stop right now if you're watching this video and go like this. Don't feel anything. Make that fist. Pull in that bicep. Focus on that muscle. It makes a difference. Focusing on your muscles, focusing on your breathing, focusing on your workout. I promise you it makes a difference. So find an activity that you love because you're going to have to keep doing it. Consistency is key. So find something you love to do and keep at it. Figure out how many days a week you can commit at first. Might be, 2 or 3 days, whatever you need to start with, but do something that you can stick with, because consistency and, checking it off the list and feeling the wins and knowing that you're doing it is going to set you up for success. So if you say, I want to work out 7 days a week and fail, it's not going to help you any. So start off small. If you want to do 2 or 3 days, awesome. Start off with that. Then eventually you have to find out what your optimal number of workouts a week is. When I was losing weight the most, I was working out 6 times a week. I'm not saying you have to work out 6 times a week. I'm saying you have to find out what your body needs. I can't work out 6 days a week. My schedule's too crazy. My schedule with my daughter's too crazy. I was doing 4 days a week because that's how many times I was teaching. Again, teaching kept me going back. So you've got to, if you need a workout partner, whatever you need, that motivation to be consistent and keep working out. But figure out what your optimal is. Everybody's body's different. Everybody needs different exercise. Everybody needs different lifestyle. So figure out what works for your body. Sorry, I'm just looking at my list. Yeah, and be consistent. When you work out, focus on you and your workout. Forget about all the other bullshit. Forget about your mind spinning on everything else you have to do. Focus. Focus on your breathing, deep breath in through your nose and out, and focus on your muscles. While I'm working out, I'm focusing on my breathing and my muscles the entire time. I don't have time to think about all that other shit that distracts me. And when I breathe in, I take a deep breath in, I suck my stomach and butt in, work my core, and let it go. Focus on those muscles. Focus on your breathing. Focus on you and your workout. It makes a difference in your workout. Now, your workout is going to build your muscles. Your workout is going to change your body shape. Mine absolutely has. What's going to help with and the cardio helps with the weight loss too, but what's really going to help with the weight loss is your lifestyle. All right, so let's move on to that. Lifestyle. Stop dieting. The word diet automatically sets me up for failure. So I yo-yo dieted. I tried this, I tried that, and nothing worked because I treated it as a diet. I'm 42 years old. I can't diet. It has to be a lifestyle change. Otherwise, it's not going to stay off. So I've lost 75 pounds and I've kept it off. Now, have I gone up and down a couple pounds? Of course, that's going to happen. But I've never gone back up anywhere close to where I was. Never more than 5 pounds that I've gained. But what I changed is how I live my life. When I have a diet, I start on a Monday. I don't know, for some ridiculous reason, subconsciously, I need to start on Monday. So I start on a Monday. By Monday afternoon, Monday night, maybe Tuesday if I'm lucky, I cheat on that diet because I don't like being told what to do. I don't like starving myself. I don't like feeling like I'm constantly sacrificing. So I'd cheat on that diet. And then after I cheated on that diet, I'd say, well, I screwed that up. Beat myself up. You suck. You can't do it. And then I would spend the entire next week, because I need to start my diet on Monday for some asinine reason. Talk about mindset. So I would spend that entire next week eating everything that I knew I couldn't eat on that diet. Eat, enjoy, because I'm going to have to start that diet again next week. This happened week after week after week. Diets don't work for me. Do diets work for some people? Sure. I personally believe that a diet is only going to work short term, because you're going to have to go back to what you were originally doing and modify your lifestyle. So if you're going to diet, if you're going to try and eliminate things, make sure it's stuff you can live without. I can't live without carbs. I love bread. I love pasta. It's not realistic for me to totally cut anything out. So I try and get a better balance of what I eat and work it that way, work it into my lifestyle. So I focus on making a decision and acting on it every single day. Who do I want to be? What are my goals? If my goals are losing weight, if my goals are feeling more healthy, then that is what I have to focus on when I'm making my decisions on what to eat. Again, do I eat that cake? Do I eat that shit sometimes? Absolutely. But I get right back on my healthier lifestyle after that crap. That is what was another key for me, because I didn't eat shit for the next week. If I want awesome dessert, all right, maybe I try and eat a little bit of healthier dinner and then have the dessert. I don't need shit for dinner and shit for dessert. Do I sometimes? Yeah. I'm not perfect, and you're not going to be either. This is the rest of your life. You have to change your lifestyle and not beat yourself up when you fall off the wagon. Who cares? Hope you made the most of it and enjoyed it, and then get back to eating better. I strongly believe in drinking a shitload of water. The standard 64 ounces for everybody doesn't work. Didn't work for me. I can tell right now, I didn't drink enough water yesterday. My throat is dry. They say when you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. So in general, I try and drink half of my body weight in ounces a day. So right now I'm 149 pounds, let's say 150. So that should be 75 ounces. I bump it up to around 100. That works for me. Figure out what works for you. But I would strongly recommend considering drinking half of your body weight in ounces every single day of water. If you drink a ton of soda, if you drink a ton of coffee, guess what? That takes away from that, so you probably need to drink even more. If you work out, which I strongly recommend, that you're losing in sweat, even in the water aerobics, you're losing in sweat, water while you're working out. So the water that you drink while you're working out or immediately before or after, super important. You need to do it, but that doesn't count towards your water intake for the day. Sorry to tell you. So water, modify your portions. You can't eat a whole plate full. As I modified my portions and drank more water, because water helps me decide if I'm really hungry or if I'm just thirsty, and it also helps fill you up a little bit, but decrease those portions. As I worked on decreasing my portions, I got more used to smaller portions. My body didn't need as much food. So I find what works for me is smaller portions more often. Sometimes do I have a bigger portion? Yes. If I have a bigger meal, I try and eat it earlier in the day for breakfast or lunch instead of dinner. But again, doesn't always work that way. Sometimes I go out to eat for dinner and I pig out. It happens. Don't beat yourself up. Move on. Let's see. Balance what you eat. I don't think that it's good to totally take anything away from your body. I think your body needs a balance. So if no carbs works for you, awesome. That's not realistic for me. If no this works for you, awesome. But if you're not going to eliminate that from your life long term for the rest of your life, then it's only going to be a short-term fix. So think about that. Think about how to incorporate those changes long term so that you don't put all the weight right back on. What also worked for me is limiting my sugar and the prepackaged shit that I was eating. Probably about, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, for 2 weeks, I had no sugar. Yeah, tell me how difficult that was. I had to make everything from scratch because everything contains sugar. Even the baby food that they give babies contains sugar. Why? They don't already have a sugar addiction. They compare sugar addiction to crack. Never done crack, but heard it's pretty damn addicting. And I believe it. When I start eating something with sugar, I have to finish the entire bag. I can't stop. Now, do I have to have more self-control with stuff like that? Absolutely, but it literally, the sugar is addicting. So I'm not trying to say never have sugar. Again, I have that piece of cake. But when I see sugar is the first or second ingredient, then you know there's a shitload of sugar in there. When I see something like dried fruit or something like that that has sugar added, you've already got fruit in the sugar. I believe that it's okay to have more natural sugar, but not all the added sugar and all the prepackaged shit and all the preservatives. If there's a bunch of ingredients that I can't say and don't know what the hell they are, I try not to eat it. Do I sometimes? Of course. But in general, I try and stay away from that. What does that mean? That means more cooking from scratch. Shit, I'm not a great cook. Well, guess what? I'm getting a little better at it. But when something calls for sugar and I think that it won't make it taste too bad, I add honey instead or maple syrup. Are you adding sugar? Yes, but you're adding a natural sugar instead of the processed sugar. So the other day, prime example, I made blueberry muffins for my daughter and I. So in the muffin mix itself, I added honey instead of what they wanted for sugar, and I cut what they said to add in half. And then for the crumb mixture on top, it's not going to taste as good without that. So I use brown sugar instead of white sugar, and again, I cut it in half. So do I use some of it? Yes, but I try and use a lot less of it. But when you start looking at labels and seeing all the shit that's in stuff, you're going to be horrified. You're going to think, oh my God, they couldn't feed that to us. Yeah, they feed that to us. So think about that. Think about your long-term lifestyle. Do I eat a little bit more organic meat now? Yeah. Is it a little more expensive? Yeah, so I can't always do it. But think about that too. A good friend of mine used to eat a lot of organic stuff about 5 or 10 years ago. And I was like, what the hell's wrong with you? Why are you wasting the money? It is healthier and better for you. But again, what is going to fit into your lifestyle? If that's not something that you can incorporate, it's okay. But think about that. So those are my tips: mindset, exercise, and changing your lifestyle. If you'd like to talk about this more, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, I'm not an expert. There's not a one size fits all. There's not a magic pill that takes care of it for everybody. You have to figure out what works for you, but start thinking about it and start working on it. One last tip that I did not do, but I think that is going to be super important, and I'm actually going to try and start incorporating this, is a food log. Not because of calories, not because of portions, which are both important and you might want to include in that food log. But the reason that I'm going to start doing a food log is so when I feel like shit tonight or tomorrow, I can look back quick and see, what did I eat yesterday? Did I have a lot of something, or did I have something that wasn't great? Again, not to beat myself up, but maybe next time think about, I had too much of that, or that didn't make me feel great. So that's what I would think about as well. That's not something that I've done in the past, but it's something that I'm going to start incorporating from that perspective. Figure out what works for you. Know I'm amazing and I can kick some ass. If I can do it, you can do it. I've struggled my entire life. And I'm still not where I want to be. I still want to lose another 20, 25 pounds, but I'll get there. But I'm focusing on me and know that I can do it. So good luck with your weight loss journey or whatever you're struggling with. And again, if you need any other tips, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm not an expert, but I'm struggling right along with you. And together, we can work on being the best version of ourselves, whatever that means to you. Valerie Tom from You Define Destiny. Good luck.